Let's understand wiring in Spring framework. So there are two type of wiring. One is the explicit wiring and second is the auto wiring. And there are different type in auto wiring even. So I'll explore all these things. Okay. So wiring in the sense we can say wiring one class object with the other class object. Okay. If we are doing explicitly, is called explicit wiring. So let us understand how this one object can be wired to the another object. Okay. So now let us understand first explicit wiring here, that as I was talking like wiring one class object, right, with other class object explicitly, right, is called explicit wiring. Now consider I have a two class, class A and class B. In class A I have one private member, that is int A, and I have a getter and setter method for property A. Another class I have a B and I have a property B. So I have a getter and setter for B here. Now I'm using this poso class here and I'm saying private A1. So I'm creating object of A1 for A, right? Now again there's a getter setter method for get A1 and set A1 for A type. And this is my constructor. This is another constructor which is looking for argument of A type, right? Now so here this is the two poso class we are having A and B. Now what we are doing here, we are saying bin id obj1. So let us say this is my object 1 for class A, another is the object 2 for class B, right? So what here we are doing, name A value 100, this is the property 1 property of A class, another property B that is a 300, and next property that is a type, right, in a B class. So creating A1 and then saying referring obj1. What is this? So we are referring here, right, isn't it? So we are saying reference equal to obj1, so it will refer this obj1, right? So here you can see once we create object of or get bin of B type here. So we are calling object 2, right? And then we are saying here p dot get B. So we are getting B, that is a 300, right? Now we are doing p dot get A1 dot get A. So we are getting the A value and it is 100. So explicitly we are mentioning there reference equal to object 1, right? So you can see the here the difference which we have made, a reference equal to obj1, right? This is what explicit wiring we can say here now. Okay, so this is the output for this now. Next is the auto wiring. If you want to achieve auto wiring, then go for an attribute called auto wire in the bin tag. So in the bin tag there is one attribute, right? What is that auto wire attribute? And the value, what value will say auto wire equal to by type, by name, by constructor, so auto detect. So these are the four things we can pass in auto wire. Okay, first we can say by type, second by name, constructor, and auto detects. So these are the four type of auto wiring we are having. Okay, now first is by type. Look at here. So if you are using by type auto wiring, if the auto wire is by type, then IOC will look what is the data type of the derived attributes. So if I just say by type, and if we are calling some of the methods, right? So for that it will look what kind of type it is, and it automatically it will inject that object. So then it will look for matching bin ID inside configuration file, which is having the class value as the data type of the derived attributes, right? The poso class, you can see here the same poso class we have in this also, right? The only difference will be happen in the application context file here. So you can see this, we are having a class and there's a B class here, right? And then we are having getter method and setter method for A, and again getter method for B, getter and setter for B, and getter setter for A1, right? I mean A type. Now, so look at here, the second, what we have done here, we have object 1, object 2, A type and B type, right? We have done auto wire equal to by type. So once we create object of B, and if we are looking for this value from this object, it will look what kind of type it is, and accordingly it will inject that type of object. Okay, so you can see this guy here, we are creating a object of B, and then we are saying here system.line p dot get B, so we are getting object. But now p dot get A1, so it is return type is what? A, right? Return type is A, and then I am saying get A, so I'll get the value of A 100. So by type it has looked the type of the A, and then it has called automatically the value of A, right? It has called this getter method. So this is by type here now. Next we have to understand that is by name. So again this pojo class is the same pojo class I have, right? I just have a getter and setter method for B and getter and setter method for A1. Similarly here also I have a getter method, getter and setter for A property and B and A1 property, right? So look at now. Here what we have done, we have written here auto wire by name, right? Auto wire by name. Previously we have used by type. So what is the by name here? You can see this here. If the auto wire is by name, then IOC will look for a bin ID which is matching the value with poso class attribute name, right? So it will look for the name. Previously it was look for the type, right? Just compare this to. So look for matching bin ID inside the configuration which is having the class value as data type. So what kind of type it is, and then it will call, right? Now in this case, in the second one, by name, it will look for the name of that poso class, what exactly it is, and it will invoke that. So this is what auto wire by name, right? The same we are doing here also. The only changes in my XML file. Now next is here constructor. So if the auto wire type is constructor, then IOC, I mean inversion of control, will look for matching constructor inside the POSO class, which is taking the drive data type as an attribute, right? Now you can see this class A here. I have A and then getter setter for A. Here I have a B and A type. Now you can see these two constructor we are having. One is the default constructor and second is the argument based constructor where the type is what? It is A. And this is the getter setter method here, right? Now here in the auto wire, what we'll write here? We will write constructor, right? Auto wire equal to constructor. So it should be close here. Okay, and then I say next. So here what will happen if once we say here get B and then I say P dot get A1 dot get A. So it will look the constructor and the constructor whatever we are passing the argument here, right? Accordingly it will call the A getter method from that and the value is coming here, right? 100 and 300. So because in the constructor we are doing this job here, right? It is returning me the, sorry, the A1 type is getting initialized and then in turn it will call this get A1 dot get A, so I'll get the result of A. And the last one is the auto detect. If the auto wiring type is auto detect, then IOC will detect automatically for the next wiring class. So it will look for the next wiring class here. So almost these are the same. You can see here these all stuff are same, but here only the difference is what here we are doing auto wire equal to auto detect. So this will look for the class type, what kind of class type, and then through the class it will get the instance and then it can call the getter method of A. Okay, so next wiring class will get invoked and you will get the data here. So this is all about the wiring.